Hey guys, welcome to General Chemistry 1, Summer 25. My name is Mrs. Mazarone. I will be your chemistry instructor this summer. Just a quick video to introduce you guys to all things Canvas and to give you some tips and tricks to be successful in this class. So here you're going to see our homepage or our welcome page. As you scroll down, you'll see lots of useful links. So here's just kind of an introduction, things that you'll need to do right away. First button we see is enrollment verification. So enrollment verification is kind of like your ticket that you need to get punched to get into the course. So once you do your enrollment verification, your ticket has been punched and everything else will open up for you. If you do not do your enrollment verification within like the first week or so, you will be kicked out of the class. So just make sure the first thing you do is click on that button and get your enrollment verification completed. As you scroll down, you'll see a couple other helpful links. So course modules, that's going to be where all of our information is for the course. We'll click on that link in just a moment. The other very important link here is our syllabus. So I think it's a good idea that you guys go ahead and access the course syllabus. It's kind of like a contract between you and I. Here's the policies that I have for the course. Here's the rules that you have to abide by, that I have to abide by. And that's our contract so that we get through this course in the best way possible. The other thing you'll see is our course syllabus, or excuse me, course schedule. It's a 10-week summer course. It's going to go quick. So I put together a course schedule that has due dates, everything that's required of you. So I highly recommend you print that out and kind of do a checklist each day or put it into your planner, whatever you need to do. But access that so that you don't miss anything important. So I'm going to click back to the home page here, scroll down, and we'll go to our course modules. So the first thing you'll see is all of the modules will be locked. You will not have access to any of the material until you have completed your enrollment verification. So prerequisite, enrollment verification. You need to take that quiz first, and everything will open up. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to go take the enrollment verification, and when I come back, you'll see that all of these have been highlighted, or you can access them now. All right, we're back. And now that I have submitted that enrollment verification, now you see that I have access to the other information in this course. So the first thing I want you guys to do is get into this introduction module. There are some assignments that are due. Some of them are a little bit labor intensive. So I would make sure you guys give yourself plenty of time to do this introduction module. Don't try to do it at 11 p.m. the night that it's due. So introduction module study plan. I'll have this linked once you have access to it, but you'll click this link. And that'll take you to SmartWorks. SmartWorks is where our homework and our quizzes are going to happen. You've already paid for it. You already registered for it. You just click that link. You'll accept the terms and conditions, and boom, you'll be ready to go to complete that first homework assignment. The first homework assignment is just going to get you familiar with different types of questions. So in chemistry, we use lots of symbols. So it's just going to run you through a few questions to get you used to using the symbols, the subscript, the superscript, all those sorts of things. So that's going to be the first assignment. It's just getting used to using the buttons. The other thing you'll need to get access to is lab flow. Lab flow is where our laboratories are going to happen. This is something you will need to purchase at the bookstore. It is not all-inclusive. You have not paid for it yet. So you will need to go to the bookstore and purchase this code. There is a 2-week grace period, so if that's something that you haven't done or you need a little bit more time to get in there, you can go ahead and sign up. 2-week grace period, totally free of charge. But once that grace period's up, then it will say, to do it anymore, you need to have an access code. So we click on this link for LabFlow, and here's the instructions on how to enroll. The enrollment code that you will eventually put in is SU25. And then there are 3 assignments you will need to complete. There's practice assignments, there's a lab safety quiz, and then there's also a chemistry quiz. So 3 assignments. Like I said, make sure you guys give yourself plenty of time to get into this and get those assignments completed. So the introduction module, and here's your instructions to Access Lab Flow, excuse me. Your introduction module is due on May 20th, so that's tomorrow. It's a quick turnaround, but man, this is a summer course. It's a quick turnaround for that. Once you've completed your introduction module, then you will move on to your Chapter 1 module. So your first official module is due on Thursday, May 22nd. Thursdays are big days for us. That's when your next module will open, your first module will be due. So every Thursday, there will be a due date and there will be something new opening up. So I click into Chapter 1 module. You'll see a study plan, so just some tips and ideas of how I would approach this course. So watching lecture videos, I have all of my lectures recorded. Getting into my PowerPoint to have that as you're watching the lecture video. And then you will see you've got 3 items that are due every single week. You've got homework on SmartWorks, you've got a quiz on SmartWorks, and you'll have a laboratory due each week, either on LabFlow or in Canvas. So the bolded items are the ones that are worth points, so you want to make sure that you get those completed. The homework, use that as practice. Unlimited attempts, fix your mistakes, that sort of thing. The quiz, treat it like a mini test. Once you feel like you understand the material, take the quiz in the absence of notes. See if you really do understand the material. And whatever mistakes you make on the quiz, go back and fix those before it's test time. The labs are going to be a bit labor intensive. If you are taking a face-to-face course, that would be a 3-hour class. So please make sure you're giving yourself enough time to complete the labs. If you put forth a concerted effort for the lab, it will aid in your understanding of the material. So that's supposed to be kind of where the rubber meets the road. I'm learning these abstract concepts. Oh, here's where I apply it to something to make it make sense. So if you treat the labs that way and you really put the work in, they're really going to be beneficial to understanding this material. Study plan. You'll also see my lecture PowerPoints, my lecture videos. Here's a link to the homework, link to the quiz. And then I've also linked your textbook. So here's a link to Chapter 1 ebook, so you can read it as you're studying. I've also linked in some animations that are just kind of videos to help drive home concepts. So you watch my lecture video and you're like, oh, that almost makes sense. Maybe these animations can connect those dots for you. So that's Chapter 1. That will be due on May 22nd. On May 22nd, Module 2 will open and we rinse and repeat. The study plan, the homework, the quiz, the lab. So that will be the rhythm for the remainder of this semester. Once you've completed Module 2, so May 29th it's due, you'll start to get more information about exams. So our exams will be taken on the Canvas platform. We'll be using Respondus to lock down our browser to proctor the exams. So more information about that will be coming. But when it is time to take the exam, you'll click on the link right here, and that's how you'll access the exam. Once we've completed our first exam, what you'll see is more files will start filtering in underneath. So you'll see a Chapter 3 module with a due date, Chapter 4 module with a due date, so on and so forth. Okay. The general rhythm of this class is modules will be due on Thursdays on exam weeks. The exams will open up on a Thursday. They'll be due on Monday, so shortened due date there, as the next module will be due on that Thursday. So it is a little bit of a condensed course. There will be lots of things that are due very quickly. So please make sure you guys have enough time to study the material, give it a chance to sink in, and then the time to sit down and really do these assignments thoughtfully and thoroughly. Reach out to me if you have any comments, questions, concerns. I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. Just because it's online doesn't mean you don't have access to me. So please, please, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to help in any way that I can. We're going to have a great summer semester. See you later.